Okay, everything is working. Thank you, Andrea, for your talk. It was a tricky one, but I like it a lot. And yeah, so let's start it. Talk about the design system at TAIKAI. And hello, everyone. First thing first, what is TAIKAI? So TAIKAI helps organizations to run their open innovation challenges and hackathons, acting as an online management tool where companies can launch online hackathons, private hackathons, and hiring challenges. So we provide software to manage participants, the competition, rules, prices, project submissions, and voting system. And in a very simple way, this is TAIKAI. And I'm Henrique, and I'm the design lead at TAIKAI. And my job at TAIKAI basically consists of putting ideas on paper or obviously on screen, transforming them as much as possible into a simple and easy to understand user interface, and then convert all these mockups and all these ideas to code to apply in the front end. So basically, I do this whole process of conception, design, and development. And TAIKAI was born as a company in August 2018. Then in the following months, they started to develop the platform's first version with a very small team of heroes where I wasn't yet. Then in March 2019, the Pixels Camp happened, where it became the first TAIKAI hackathon with over 1,000 participants. And as you can imagine, a couple of months to develop a platform like this with a minimum of features and with a very small team, some things in terms of best practices need to be sacrificed. But yeah, it's life, and that's how things work in the startup world. So fast forward to June 2019 when I joined to TAIKAI. And when I joined, there were many good ideas where we wanted to take TAIKAI. For example, what features we want to develop, what redesign we want to do to get these new features. And so with that, we took the opportunity to improve the structure of how things were done. And we then started to refactor the UI of the website, and we decided to start adopting the structure of a design system, opting for the atomic design methodology created by Brad Frost. And you ask, what the hell is the atomic design? And it's a great question, and I will answer that. So basically, atomic design is divided into 5 levels: atoms, molecules, organisms, templates, and pages. Atoms are like HTML text, which cannot further break down into other components. Instead, they are isolated components that may or may not work independently, like a label, a text field, or a button. Molecules are when we put several atoms together. For example, add a label with a text field and a button to create a subscription component for a newsletter. And organisms are when we put together several molecules and we start to have blocks of our final product. For example, we have a molecule made up of a label and a text field. Still, when we put together several molecules like that, we have a complete form with several form groups. Or another example, we could have a navbar with a logo, with a search field and a menu. And finally, the templates and pages. The templates are something closer to our final output. When we put organisms together, we start to see the design coming together and see things like the actual layout. It's where we can see the final design in place. And finally, the pages are where the dummy content is replaced with authentic content to show what the final user will see. It's basically it's where we view everything in a natural context, and that allows us to step back to modify molecules, modify organisms or templates to have the final design we want. So back to TAIKAI. So in 2019, we start building version 2 of TAIKAI, which is the current version you see on the website today. we separate all the elements related to the page structure into the page folder and everything related to the logic for the components folder, and finally everything that was related to the UI and only the UI, we put it on the design folder based, of course, on atomic design with subfolders for atoms, molecules, and organisms. So far, so good. Everything was fine until later the needs led us to develop the CMS, and needs led us to develop our content management system, where this is the place where organizations can manage every step of a hackathon. And it made sense to reuse some of the components we had created before, but the idea was to move all UI components to a separate repository and import this repository in each project. Import it on the front end and import it on CMS. And yeah, it was our first mistake. We quickly realized that it was difficult to scale the design system this way and was not practical to keep it up to date inside each of the projects. And from that repo, we create a package that would be imported into each project, and we made it easier to update it when necessary. But yeah, we made a second mistake. We had a repo with all the visuals components, all of them, but over the time, the design system grew and became something challenging to manage and use, because we had common elements used in both projects, of course. Still, we also had components only used in the front end and other components used only in the CMS. So it was a pain in the ass to deal with. And yeah, in a TAIKAI retreat, we not only raised the matter of creating a design system that had only the components common to both projects, but at the same time, we could open it to the world by making it open source. And it begins. We started to transfer all the common components, and that only the ones we knew made sense to be in an open source package. And that package needs to be useful, not only for us, but also for any participant in a hackathon who need a library with UI components to quickly start a project. So we took the specific components for the front end and the specific components for the CMS that don't make sense to be there in the package, and put them inside a design folder inside each project. And now we have a design system that can be used by us and by everyone. So, and we decided to call it TAIKAI Rocket Kit. But this time we had to do things properly, of course. So we brought to this new package this experience we gained over the time and with all our mistakes. And we decided to pass all components to TypeScript. We used the storybook for documentation. We had tests for each element with the React testing library. We also had visual testing to each element with Chromatic to look for possible visual changes. And we also had accessibility tests. We use style components for styling that provide us a robust styling framework. And with that, we can support theming to allow any user to quickly customize components to integrate with a project or with a brand. And this is it. This is our story behind TAIKAI Rocket Kit that will always be a product in continuous evolution. I hope you enjoy it and that it will be helpful for your future projects. Quick note, thanks for Gonçalo and Nelson. Thanks for having me. And now I think we can call Elder to the stage, the CTO of TAIKAI, to help me answer some questions, or you can talk with us right away on round tables to know more about TAIKAI or about TAIKAI Rocket Kit. Thank you.
Oh, hello, and thank Thank you, Henrique, for that presentation, and hello, Elder.
Hi,
I
nice to
know.
be here,
Hello.
by the way. Yeah.
So I do have a question right away. That is, what's next? Because from what I get, this is already something that will be ongoing. It's going to be open source. Do you already have ideas for where do you want to take it next?
Enrique, do you want
Yeah,
to take
it
it? Yeah.
yeah, it will always be ongoing, a ongoing project. But yeah, our idea is like every week, every month, some evolution on that. Yeah,
Yeah, and I think it's
keeping.
more about documentation. When you provide something to the community, you need to provide something that is very easy to use, and need to write tutorials. And it is more about about this than anything else. And we keep improving it and trying to find very good practice
Hmm.
for the design. And but we have a very good foundation to basically use this framework on other applications. It could be any a mobile application, but the idea is to always keep improving and have a framework that can be used on mobile, other devices, mobile desktops, anything, any kind of device that could be programmed with our TAIKAI rocket kit. So that's
Okay.
most of it.
The other thing I noticed was like it was very so you have a lot of steps. One of them is even testing the components. Um, why do you wanted to do that? Why do you wanted to have it so thorough, so well developed? Was it just like something that you wanted to have from the beginning, or was it something that you always felt like, okay, we can improve here, and let's add another layer?
I think it's learning from mistakes. We made some mistakes in the journey. It's normal when you start a project, you implement something that you think it's the best way to implement it. You
Mm,
go to implement it, and then you find out that it's not the right solution or not the ideal solution.
yeah.
So you need to reanalyze what you have done and then rethink about it and what we have been doing. So when we made the first mistakes, we fix it, and it's an ongoing effort. So, but I think the main idea is to always keep improving, adding new components, and try to apply the best practice. And at the end, what we want to provide is an easy framework that somebody goes to our website in 5 minutes, basically bootstraps an application that can be used for an hackathon, can be used for a company application, and it's at the same time provide a mature framework that they can use very quickly, or can basically they play around very quickly with us.
Okay, so that's the key point. I feel like that is so powerful, and since you guys did it open source, I would ask if you could already share it in the chat. There was already some Carlos asking about the access to the presentation. We will release the presentations in a video format, but please talk to Elder or Enrique if you want to know more, or if you just want to have access. But for now, if you could just put a link to your website or to
Yeah.
GitHub, so can people visit and have a quick play around.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, and it's an ongoing effort, and if somebody wants to contribute, it will be welcome. So yeah, it's open, so everybody can
yeah.
basically make changes or propose changes, and that's what we want. We want to have a product that is built by the community, and basically somebody can contribute to that, and that is going to be amazing if somebody basically improve that the work that we have done. So
And just that it's like as developers goes, this is super well built, so well done. This is very nice, and plus it's free, so I do like that. So well done, and thank you for having all this work and sharing with the community. This is lovely. So thank you so much. Cool. So without any further questions, I would say that we can jump into the tables and yeah, start having some chats. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you once again, Henrique and Elder, and see you in the tables.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right.
See you in a bit.